Greetings, fellow adventurers and storytellers, and welcome back to Fail with Hope. As you can see, we have a little bit of a different setup today, a little bit of a quarantine stream as we have some viruses making their rounds around here, and we don't want to risk anybody's health. So we are doing our best to still provide our storytelling to you, all of you on stream here, and hopefully you can bear with us. And I'm realizing all the players are probably muted. Say hello, players.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, players.
Hello, players.
I think all of their audio should be coming through okay. It looks like it's good on my end. Please do, if you do not hear the players very well, please let me know and I will adjust accordingly as much as I can. Yes, so with all of that out of the way, we are back after a week off. Still playing Daggerheart as we love to do and failing with hope as often as we can, or succeeding as often as we can. We had the first week of the month off as usual, and so now we are back into the swing of things where our players have all recently hit Tier 3 or Level 5 in the Daggerheart system. And so as I know all of you have finished your leveling processes, let's real quickly talk about what each of you got on your level up. And I'm just going to go around my screen here. So what did Penelope pick up at level 5?
So I took an extra proficiency. So we all got a proficiency. I got another proficiency in my level up, so that I now do 46 for damage for an arrow.
Big damage. Big damage.
Get more damage. The one thing I did forget to do, thank you, teething baby, but I didn't do the experience. So I'm going to think about that.
Okay.
As we go round the table more.
Perfect.
But I also got another card. I changed one out or did I change one or I got one? Whatever. It's called Untouchable. So I boosted my evasion to half my agility. So I got an extra 2 to my evasion score. And I got a thorn skin, which gives me like a kind of armor. When I take damage, I can make them have damage, like a rebuke kind of thing. And I think that's everything I did. Oh, and I got a bonus to agility. I did a bonus to agility. Get it up to 4.
Did you boost 2 traits?
I boosted.
Am I remembering that wrong?
It says clear all marks on character traits and then gain a +1 to your proficiency. I thought then I could use like my 2 options to increase one. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, I thought it was you mark that and increase 2 of them.
Oh.
I think. Let me find a character sheet here real quick. Among all these papers. This will work. No, it won't. This will work. No, it won't. Dang it. Gain a +1 bonus to 2 unmarked character traits and mark them. Right? That's the one you took?
Oh, yeah.
The very first option?
Yes. Oh, I only did 1. Oh.
Yep, so do another one of those.
Then I will do Instinct to make it a +3.
Nice.
And I will think on my experience.
Cool. Perfect. How about Laszlo?
Alright, so I got to create an experience. I just chose Headstrong. I felt like that might actually coincide, but we'll see how it plays out. But I dumped my points into multi-classing for Warlock.
Picking up some of the playtest Warlock. Goodies.
Yeah. So for that, I get to choose between two domains. One I already had, so I chose Dread this time around because it was my only option.
Mm-hmm.
uh, I went with Pact of the Wrathful. It comes with Patron's Wrath. Spend any number of favor to imbue your primary weapon with your patron's power. When you do, you can choose to add an additional d6 to all damage rolls you make with it per favor spent until your next rest. Anytime you choose to deal this additional damage, mark it stress.
And so the favor is kind of another resource that only the warlocks have access to. They gain the favor of their patron, which they can use to fuel special abilities.
Very nice. My warlock patron I have chosen, or named rather, Xanareth. Xanareth. My bad. Xanareth. Yeah.
With an X or a Z?
With a Z.
Xanareth.
Let's see here. And the spheres of influence. The first one will be of passion,
Mm-hmm.
and the second one of shadow.
Gotcha.
And then I get to choose a domain card.
Yes.
And it's Umbral Veil from the Dread.
Cool.
I make a spellcast roll, level 10, whatever, AC 10, I guess you could say. On a success, spend any number of hope and place an equal number of tokens on this card to encase yourself in shadowy energy.
Mm-hmm.
After attack rolls made against you, I may spend any number of tokens to gain a +1 bonus to my evasion per token spent on that attack.
Nice.
Against that attack.
Yeah, so hiding in the shadows, even better. Cool. And that's everything for Laszlo?
Yes, it is.
I am remembering now as I'm looking at the level up. Those of you with digital sheets, it should have done it automatically, but if you're using a paper sheet, make sure that you adjusted your thresholds. They should all go up by +1. Because you add your level to your threshold. Cool. All right. How about Suni? What did Suni get at this level?
Proficiency goes up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do the multi-class thing this time around. Mainly because I didn't really have enough time. There was a lot of stuff going on where I didn't give it enough time to really look at it and deliberate. So I went with the additional domain card thing to upgrade the subclass.
Yep.
So I got teleport. Can teleport all of us now to any place I've been before.
Mm.
So that opens up some things.
It does.
And and I think that also, so that gives me that extra card, and then I took as my second card, or the first card, because that was the second card. I took Second Wind, which once per rest, when I succeed on an attack against an adversary, I can clear 3 stress or 1 hit point. On a success with Hope, I can also clear 3 stress or a hit point on an ally within close range of me.
Ooh. A little extra heals is nice.
Yeah.
And you took the upgraded subclass card.
Yes.
So now you can't multi-class until you get to tier 4.
Yes.
Got it. You tend to either be able to improve the class you're already in or get to multi-class.
Yeah.
All right, that's everything for Suni. Tulak, you're up.
Yeah, I am just noticing that I had taken armor and I had previously taken something else that made me good at
Talking.
talking. Yeah, sorry. I actually what I had noticed is that Suni and Penelope are in different places. But I am
Oh,
But so I leveled up and I got a new experience, and my experience is that I'm so good at my job. Because I'm really good at my job. And I did actually get 2 domain cards. The first one that I took is armor, and the armor card that I took is going to give me a +1 bonus to my armor score. So that's nice. So if I'm wearing armor, I have an armor score, but I also have an armor score for something previously. So if we get surprised at night, I also have good armor score if I'm not wearing my armor. So it's like better if I'm armored, but I'm okay if I'm not wearing my armor. So you guys are still good either way. Is basically. But anyway, so and then I chose another domain deck card. I chose Vitality. And when I choose that card, I can permanently gain a stress slot, and a hit point slot. I think is what I chose, or a +2 bonus to my damage thresholds, which the bonuses that I chose were the hit point slot and the damage threshold. Yeah, I chose to increase my damage thresholds. And then obviously I increased my proficiency. That's my level up.
I forgot to mention that I also created an experience based on the combat that we just went through. So I called it Focused Innovator because she was able to, in a very stressful situation, just focus on like the magic that she knows, but in an innovative way where she's trying to do something that's like never been done before with the book stuff.
yeah. I like
It kind of, I realized, trying to like figure out an experience that I think for Suni when she was younger, like her reason why she became a writer is because she wanted to like create something new for like the writing field. Like she saw all these great writers that did really cool things with the books and how like that magic form kind of got better and more refined through time, and she wanted to be one of those great innovators, groundbreakers that made something new because her imagination was just so wild as a kid. Like if she could invent time travel or something like that. So I think like this experience, thinking about that and developing that kind of made me flesh out her background a little bit more too.
Nice. We love that.
Woohoo!
Okay, cool. And then lastly, Yvain, who missed us last session, but was aware of the level up. What did Yvain get at level 5?
Yvain, proficiency increased, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then he now has the experience ranked up. Because he gained rank in the Convocation of Mages, and he's sort of been, having to take sort of a leadership role on this mission, and he's thinking of himself as sort of somebody who has some weight in the world, and so he wants to, so he'll be able to sort of put that into practice in probably social situations, but maybe other situations as well.
Yeah, you never know. Never know.
In keeping with that, he also increased 2 traits. He now has a +1 presence and a +4 knowledge, which is +5 because of the armor.
That's actually something we got to get into that you missed last session, but continue.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're not dead.
You're not dead.
Despite my promises, you are not dead.
I assume you guys would tell me if I was.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, sometimes surprises are nice.
We are doing a show now, so we need your visceral reaction.
Wow. Says the social media person.
Your emotion is our money. Sorry.
Says Pagasa.
Well, I don't know what you guys are talking about, so for now,
Yep.
And I took the specialization in my subclass, School of War, so I now can maintain using the Conjure Shield ability, so I can maintain a protective barrier of magic. While I have at least 2 hope, I add my proficiency to my evasion.
Oh, that's
Are
pretty
you
nice.
only protecting yourself or protecting others too?
It's just around me. Yeah.
See, it should look like Tulok, right? It looks like Tulok.
Yeah, does the shield look like my shell?
No.
No.
You don't know what a shield is.
But I would imagine that when Tulok looks at it, she imagines it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fueled by fear trait, which means that the extra magic damage from my face my fear feature, when I succeed with fear on an attack roll, I now add an additional 2d10 magic damage.
Ooh, dang.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Wow.
What?
We should have gone with succeed with fear.
I took the domain card, what is it? A manifest wall, I think, although it's not showing up. Maybe I didn't do that. But I thought I took the domain card, manifest wall.
That was something I was actually going to bring up, is now that everybody's level 5, you have more domain cards than can be active at a time. So you can only have 5 domain cards active at a time. So likely, whatever one you picked up, they just put into your vault rather than making it active.
Correct. I just hit view vault, and it is in there.
So that is a new thing that players will have to keep track of on their character sheets, that only 5 of your domain cards are active at once. During downtime, you can swap them out any which way you want. In the middle of action, as it were, as we're kind of tracking the beats of things in the more intense situations, you can switch them out, but it costs stress, and that the number of stress is located on the card. So you can still swap them out mid-combat, but it costs you a little bit of stress, whereas when you're out of combat, you can kind of swap them freely any which way you want.
Is that this like number 1 with the lightning bolt?
Yep. Yeah, the lightning bolt is the stress. So if you wanted to make that one active, you'd spend 1 stress.
Okay.
Put that into
But if I
your.
wanted the one with 2, it would cost me 2 stress.
It costs you
to
2
take it out
stress.
of the
Yes. Yep. To pull it out of the vault, and then you have to take one of your active ones and put it into your vault. So yeah, that's a new thing. I think Sunni's had to deal with that a little bit already because the knowledge wizards pick up extra domain cards, but all of you now get to deal with the fun of the vault and your active loadout, which I'm interested to see in play as we continue on through here. All right, with the level ups out of the way, let's talk about last session.
Wait, what did you get in your level up?
Even deadlier monsters.
Gross.
Huh.
Last time, as you all fought within the Great Mound in the center of the Marathi Desert, attempting to gain control of the area around the rift where shiners were pouring through from Mahot into this realm, a tough battle was fought, with Pagasa continually giving you this feeling of dread and despair. More and more shiners just coming out of the rift every few moments, not really giving you much time to fully overcome your enemies. You realized that to try and straight out fight this battle might be overwhelming odds, but if you could do something about the rift itself, you might be able to nip this in the bud. While Suni, thanks to Yvain, teleported in to access this copy of a Marathi book that is somehow being used to open these rifts, she began to, in some ways, repair it or heal its wounds that have created this rift. And so while Suni worked at stabilizing this rift in some way, the rest of you worked to defend her and take out the rest of the Shiner threats. You did manage to send Pegasa retreating back to Mahot and away from your onslaught of attacks, as well as causing the first wizard to retreat as well. But before she retreated, she looked over to Yvain, reached a hand out, saying, "I believe you have something that belongs to me." And the pendant, the amulet, ripped free of your clothing, darting through the air and into her hand before she blinked out of existence. Penelope, with her ranger's focus, was aware that she didn't disappear entirely, but she did move some miles away, close to the borders of Marat itself. And so she looked to be making a hasty retreat, as it were. With the two largest threats off of the game board, Hi-Jinx Bijax was able to deal with the remaining Shiners long enough for Suni to fully stabilize the rift. She was not able to close it, but she was able to stop it from growing larger and even to shrink it down in size somewhat so that fewer Shiners could just pour through this crossing into their realm, between their realm and yours. And with that settled, you all set to recover from the battle hard fought and won. There was the short rest was slightly interrupted as every 10-15 minutes or so a Shiner started to crawl through the remaining rift, and Tulok would go over and whack-a-mole it back inside. So you have seen that you've stemmed the tide basically, but there is still access, and as far as you know, the only way to stop them from coming through this rift is via the Convocation's arcane and technological mechanisms that kind of keep these rifts contained and keep the people of the kingdom safe.
So Suni was basically able to shrink it down and control it somewhat, but
Yes.
It's not permanent.
Correct. She was able to shrink down the size of it so that multiple of especially the larger Shiners, weren't just pouring through, and also to stabilize it so it wasn't continuing to grow after she shrunk it. So it is at a point that, armies of Shiners aren't pouring through there. Shiners can still get through, but not at the volume they were before. And I think that's pretty much where we left all of you off at. Tarika did thank all of you for your assistance and told you that she needed to report back to the Solidarity, her group of resistance fighters basically amongst the Mahotians that were trying to resist Mamul's reign. And yes.
What I had done also had made the Mahot more hopeful, right? I think.
Yes, on a critical, on your final check, you were able to not only gain some understanding of the world contained in this book, but to alter it in some ways as only a Marathi could. And so there is now more hope and good fortune in this world of Mahot that these books connect to and these rifts also connect to. So I think that's pretty much where we left you guys off at. You are still within the central chamber of the Great Mound, the lair of the arid despot himself, having just completed, a short rest.
Does it still sound like if there's fighting outside? Can we hear like where the dragon was fighting?
From what you've heard, and the sounds of fighting kind of grew more and more distant as you got deeper into the heart of this mountain. But from what you've heard, it sounded like the bulk of the fighting happening outside had calmed down, almost even before you got to this central chamber. And actually, as you take a moment to kind of listen to see if you can make out any sounds of a battle still happening outside, the one thing you do hear is the enormous rushing sound of wind and leathery skin as it flaps through the air. And one of the holes to the sky in this cavern you're in, where the beam of sunlight is coming down in, warming the stone floor underneath it, the sunlight from that particular hole is eclipsed by a large shadow. You all kind of look up, kind of shading your eyes against the other spots of sunlight coming through. At first it just looks like the hole's been covered before you see some gaps forming, and you can see crawling in through that hole from the top the draconic form. Its scales kind of a gritty sandpaper quality to them. Spiked horns coming off and around its head, evoking the look of a crown around this massive dragon's head. The arid despot has apparently returned home, as it were, and so you can see him crawling through the hole up towards the top, and as soon as his body clears, this massive dragon's form just drops off the ceiling, plummeting down towards you before the wings spread out, catching it in a buffet of air that kind of blows sand over all of you, nearly knocking you off your feet. Before this, once again, massive form of a dragon, its wingspan a good 60 feet when they're fully spread across. It is, to our modern eyes, about the size of a 747 jet. Has landed now in this cavern. You can see it fills the space around you to the point that it's kind of enveloping all of you in its body as it wraps itself around the perimeter of this cave, and its long sinuous neck kind of dances the head over towards all of you. You can see the massive jaws that could likely in one bite snap all of you up as a group. Long pointed fangs filling the mouth, kind of dripping in saliva. This hot breath blowing all of you, forcing Tulok's hair to go against the ever-present wind that she usually has blowing it. And it kind of turns its draconic head so it can focus one eye on all of you. That kind of you can see the nictitating membrane that covers its eye from the sandstorms peels back, and then the lid blinks, kind of focusing on all of you. It roars and rumbles out as only a massive ancient dragon can. However, Yvain, you catch the meaning of these roars and growls and grumbles of the arid despot, and once again are kind of able to translate for the rest of the party. He, as he comes in, glaring down over all of you, just says, and he looks as well over towards the rift, and he says, "My minions, you have done well. You have brought me back to my home, allowed me to regain my seat of power. I must commend all of you for doing my will so well."
Yvain?
It is honor to us to be able to restore your home to a condition that is suitable to your majesty, great despot.
He, the chest almost seems to puff up a little bit in pride as you say this. It looks again at the rift and says, "You have not closed it. More will come through."
This is unfortunately true. Through great effort, one of us has been able to shrink and stabilize Rift, but fully stabilizing it will require cooperation from Kingdom mages. If this is something that you would permit, we would be pleased to be able to be of service in facilitating this liaison.
Make a presence roll for me, please.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I don't trust that.
I'm gonna use that hope and my new experience.
All right.
Ranked up.
All
Plus
right.
2. 23 with hope.
Whoo! Take a hope.
Because you called him daddy.
You can see Daddy Despot does his lips kind of curl into a snarl, disgusted by this idea of working with lesser life forms. But your words seem to get through somewhat, lessening his reaction some. He looks again at the rift and just says, "The arid despot needs no help from puny soft scales. The shiners will come through, but now that they are less, I can destroy them one by one as they enter my domain. I have always wondered what it would be like for the food to just come to me in my home. I think I'll call it DoorDash." But, and you see the dragon's eyes seem to focus past all of you, looking seemingly towards the walls of this cavern you're in, but you get the impression he's kind of envisioning what he last saw outside of the mound, as he just says, "Your fellow minions and I scattered the ones from beyond that were outside. I brought many of them to their doom and demise. But the others flee like cowards, and some soft scales have come. They seem to be hunting them down. I was coming to task you with ridding them from my domain. But perhaps there is another way.
These soft scales that you mentioned, do you know who they are? Or
While most soft scales all look the same to me, I did recognize these as the residents of this island, those who I deign to let live in my domain. It seems they've finally gotten some backbone and have come to fight.
it is perhaps because of your awe-inspiring example, O great despot, that they have been given the courage to join the fight, to rid your home of these interlopers. But we would go out and speak with them and ascertain more of their purpose.
Yes, yes. You will be my mouthpiece, minion. Go and speak to them. Tell them they can join you as my minions, or soon I will emerge from the mound and destroy any who are left.
We will convey this message of invitation and also fear and terror onto the soft scales outside.
The dragon, which has been kind of slowly moving around the perimeter of the room and circling all of you in its in the center of its massive form, raises its head slightly to kind of inspect you a little more closely. And then the head craning down on the long neck, coming right over the top of Yvain. It continues to kind of growl and grumble to the rest of you, but Yvain, you hear it say, "What are these rags you wear? If you are to be the mouthpiece of the arid despot, you must look the part. Be proud of your heritage. Proud of the scales that protect you. Proud!" It roars out. And Yvain, you are nearly blasted flat on the ground with the power of this dragon's breath roaring down over the top of you. The robes and vestments that you usually wear are nearly ripped free from you, but they manage to hold on just enough, as it were. And you have to kind of close your eyes as it also kicks up a lot of sand and dust that's swirling around, and the rest of you have to shield your eyes from it as well and going for your goggles to pull them down. As this little dust storm settles, as the dragon's breath stops rumbling through the chamber, you can all see that Yvain's scales have taken on this extra shine and solidity to them. And Yvain, I will let you explain further how this might have changed the appearance of your character in some way. But you now are wearing dragon scale armor, just as your actual Dracana scales qualify for this, so it doesn't have to be taken off when you rest. You are just wearing dragon scale armor.
Daddy does that.
Freaking sweet.
I assume you can find that on Demiplane and add it and make it your active set of armor, as it were, to everyone else. The dragon score armor has base thresholds of 11 and 27, so that would be 16 and 32 at this level. So 16 is your major threshold, 32 is your severe. A base score of 5, so you have 5 armor slots that you can use. and it has the feature of impenetrable. Once per short rest, when you would mark your last hit point, you can instead mark a stress.
Oh,
Nice.
Wow.
I think that Yvain's scales, which are this sort of like blue, green, gray, now sort of like along the edges and tips of the scales have this sort of burnished quality, almost like they've been like sanded and polished, and they just, there's just like a hint of sort of copper, bronze, gold coloring to that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's so sick, dude.
With that, the Arid Despot looks around at the rest of you, trusting that his mouthpiece will continue translating for him as he kind of brings his massive head closer to each of you, and you kind of get a full glimpse of the size of this dragon's form as it just says, "Now go. Spread the word of the Arid Despot and bring more minions to my cause."
It has been the honor of a lifetime to become part of your home. To see you inhabit it with such majesty is a memory that none of us will ever forget. And then I think we can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Please.
You look over and Penelope is flat on the ground, passed out. She fainted.
Oh no!
When the dragon.
I go over there and I tap your cheek and I'm like, wake up, wake up.
Oh. I see the dragon again.
It's time to go. I start shaking you.
Okay.
Time to go. Look this way. Look this way.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and that is very valid, as Penelope and Laszlo, you had seen this dragon when it flew up to the Great Mound. You've obviously heard stories about the Arid Despot, but having this close of contact with this creature is awe-inspiring, to say the least. And true to his word, he doesn't seem to recognize that you're not the minions that originally signed up for the. You're just another little group of soft scales. So yeah, he watches as the rest of you exit from whence you had came, and you kind of glance back and see the Arid Despot seems to be kind of shaping up the pile of bones and sticks that had made up their nest before, shaping it up once again. It got kind of trampled in his absence, and then kind of does the 3 twirls and then settles down into the nest itself. Eyes still open, but seemingly resting from a long fight and a long flight and a long fight to get to this point, as the rest of you exit his lair.
That was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Ooh.
Yvain just takes a big gulp every time that I am talking to him, which is 2 times. I think that I am to shit my.
Is that what that smell is?
Yeah, that is just all of the shiner goop that was covering all of us.
Are we free to go then? He just let us go?
Yeah, what was that all about?
Why aren't we dead? Why am I dead? Am I dead? What happened?
Yeah, you are not dead, but I should tell you that you have perhaps involuntarily accepted a perhaps temporary, perhaps permanent position as minion of the Arid Despot.
And
Welcome
don't
to the
worry
club.
about it.
Was it
This
Lithier?
is not how you say a consensual relationship. It is simply something that happens to a person from time to time.
Well, if it's anything that makes me have to come back here, don't worry. I ain't never come back here again. Hell no.
Probably.
No, I'm good.
No one likes
But yes.
coming to the Wasp Mound.
We are free to go. I think that we should perhaps make contact with the Mirati that he is described outside, and see if perhaps we can get lift back to the main city, whose name I definitely remember because I was there just a couple days ago.
It's either Ob or Gatru, depending on who is there. And I am very curious to find out why they are here. If it is from Ob, they knew that we were going to try to find out more information, but Gatru? They knew nothing.
You begin the trek out through the labyrinthine tunnels of the Great Mound, tunnels that you had navigated on your way in and now trying to backtrack to get back to the exterior of the mound itself, with these thoughts and questions on your mind. This is a lengthy hike through the tunnels, so if you want to have conversations while that is going on, please absolutely feel free. Otherwise, you will arrive at the exit of the Great Mound after about an hour's travel. Go ahead.
Well, I guess I don't know if I actually said anything. I don't remember. It was a while ago. If I told y'all I know where she's located, the first wizard bitch.
Do say more. Tell us more.
Okay. If I didn't tell you guys, so I kind of just assumed she was a big deal, and I put a tracker on. So she's that way. I don't know how far, but I know exactly where she is. Just so you guys know, if like you
if you
know
were
where she is, she's that way.
So if you were standing in front of her, you would know that she's the one that was here and not someone else who was here.
Yeah. If they looked exactly the same.
If she ain't my mark, then she ain't my focus, then I'll know.
Penelope.
So.
Penelope, you're going to need to come with us and find out who is the real first wizard, because this has been a problem for us for quite a while. There is some kind of first wizard that you met right there, horrible person, wants to destroy world, and then there is other first wizard who is quite nice actually, and Yvain has a little crystal to like call her, and she wants to just like make the world a better place. We do not know if these are two separate people or same person, and we need to find out because world is at stake.
Speaking of which, I gotta call my father.
Your father? Your father is dead.
Well, you know, like the boss father.
Oh, boss
Your
father.
surrogate.
Your father's your boss?
Sounds like mafia.
I mean, he's dead. But the boss, the guy in charge. Yeah. The top dog. I gotta call the top dog.
How you are to do that?
What's a call?
I got a thingy.
Yell for him?
Oh, you got the thingy.
Yeah, I got a thingy.
You are
I just can't use it all the time. You guys all got thingies. You can, talk.
I don't have thingy.
Where'd your thingy go?
I wanted one. We didn't really get it. We got supplies for journey, and that was about it.
Yeah, but
you are not talk to sexy cat rogue.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing. Yes, I do have rock for girlfriend, but not like for actual world going to end possibilities. Healthy communication. I do not have that.
Oh, okay. But that's a thingy. You still got
It
a
is a
thingy.
thing. This is
Yeah.
true.
Perhaps,
I-
Tulak, when you are call your boss father, you can ask, is First Wizard in Sanctuary? I also will call First Wizard, ask where she is in reporting on events, and we can compare that to Penelope's, what do you call it when you know where somebody is?
It's my focus.
To Penelope's focus, and then that will give us some information about who is telling truth.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. Do you have a thingy?
Right.
Do you call your people?
Me?
Yeah, I am First Wizard.
Penelope?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have like a thing, but I have a thing.
Ooh, say more. What is that?
I can like talk to other mushroom folk over any distance.
Oh,
That's cool.
Anywhere.
so is there a mushroom person that is like in other location that you talk to regularly?
There's this there's this really cool guy over on the other side of the continent. Tarkan, right? World Tarkan? The continent of Tarkan.
Mm-hmm.
He's really funny. He's just a little farmer, but he tells me a bunch of jokes.
Oh,
That's cool.
But I can
Well,
I can reach out to anywhere. I was gonna see if I could find somebody where she is. And if it's wherever y'all think it is too, we can I can share that information.
Okay. Well, we should probably warn the kingdom though if she's going back there. They should
They
probably
already-
know.
they know that there's a doppelganger. They just don't know how to exactly handle it. We should not let them know that we have a way to tell who's the real First Wizard, though.
Yeah, that seems like something we should probably keep to our chest.
That is good advice.
Okay. Definitely don't tell them we know how to know who's who.
Yes.
Yeah, that would probably really fuck up any kind of plan to figure
Okay.
out who this bitch is.
We do not know who to trust just yet.
Hey. Well, I mean, my
Yeah.
people, they're trustworthy, but sure, we don't know. Okay. Okay. I
Never mind.
walk away into a shadow and I take out my thingy.
Okay. You do recall your thingy doesn't allow conversation. At least it lets you send a message out.
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
And 25 words or less. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Remember the "Are you pooping" bit?
I remember. Okay. I am with some new friends. And they're cool. We sort of closed the rift. Not really, though. First Wizard. Not good. Might not be. Was that 20?
It's not actually 25 words.
Oh, okay. What am I even doing here? I don't know.
25.
Might not be that bad. Don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we'll leave it as that. I'm really good at my job.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna know exactly what's going on. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
That was a perfect message. That really got the point across. Like, perfect.
But don't we want to find out where the first wizard is?
But it's a one-way message. They can't get it back to me.
Oh, they can't? It's just only one way.
Yeah.
Was
I can only tell them things like look out for the
Pager.
first wizard, she was here. But Yvain can find out where she's at, so that Yvain's part of the plan made sense.
I can ask her.
Wait,
My
you just said
original
you just
idea
said-
was to call her during battle and see who picked up, but obviously did not happen. I can ask her where she is, but she also can lie if she
Yes.
is not actually. So I think no.
In the player's absence, the character was still present in the fight. You did.
Are you saying that I proactively have called her?
Yeah, you did reach out to the first wizard, got a response, and you were kind of watching the first wizard in the cavern with you, and you didn't see her pulling out a stone to respond to you or anything like that.
And I don't know of any way to just do it with your mind, right?
Not that you're aware of, but the first wizard is a pretty powerful magic practitioner.
That's true, but it's something.
But, yeah, as far as you know, these work by speaking into them.
Okay, cool. So I tried it. I called her during the battle. She answered. Did we say anything of import, or was I was just like, hey, just checking in?
It's kind of, yeah, in the heat of the moment, it was you just had enough to like, hey, check in, get some kind of a response, kind of confirm that response wasn't coming from the woman in this cavern.
Hey, girl, you are up.
Ranked up. Went straight to your head already.
That's why we took it away from you when you were drunk.
Okay. Well, that is very helpful. Thank you, Josh.
Yep. Yeah, your best deduction, the person holding the other end of that stone or crystal was not the same person that was in the cavern with you.
Okay, good. And then when the first wizard in the cavern took the amulet, she said, "You have something of mine."
She said, "You have something that belongs to me," kind of held her hand out, and the amulet straight into her open grasp before she disappeared.
With your shirt attached to it.
Yeah.
Your shirt.
That's true.
Because Jackson's knowing is impeccable. And even magic can't break that stitch.
And did she? This is like maybe a dumb question, but did she say it like she meant it? Like you, like it really does belong to her, or belonged to her?
Yeah, I mean, the way she said it, it sounded like she believes you had something that belongs to her.
So she's either really committing to the bit, or
Well, I'm just like, I'm sitting over here thinking, like, why this person who's at Sanctuary, right? You guys talked to her. She gave you this communication ball. You're on this mission for them. And then there's this evil wizard who is first with, like, why is there a nice one in Sanctuary if she's not, like, where she's the bad wizard impersonating the good wizard in the Sanctuary? Is that
it would seem to be so.
It is
There
working
is,
theory.
Yeah, impersonator that looks exactly like her.
so? Like she would
And
go
yes.
to other places pretending to be the first wizard to get like stuff that the first wizard gets, and then
Yeah.
because I'm just why is she impersonating the first wizard? Why?
Well,
That's just
the
a
thing is
string.
that sub-theory of working theory is that impersonator is actually grandmother of current person, who has been
True.
implausibly well preserved, but in some way has had continuous existence since being connected to opening of first rifts many centuries ago.
Gotcha. Cool.
And this is why I wonder when she says, "You have something that belongs to me," because perhaps at
That's
some time amulet is actually belong to her. But
Hmm.
still, I'm
Indeed.
not looking forward to telling, First Wizard in Sanctuary.
Well, we need to tell
Yeah.
her many things because it is not only this doppelganger, but also that the current plan of oh gosh, it wasn't Pegasa. It's the other one,
Mamul.
the big one. Mamul. Mamul's plan. Not all shiners are just beasts. They have sentience and they are learning rapidly and they want to, well, at least Mamul wants to conquer. There's an army and that doppelganger, she said in battle, I know you probably heard, but a lot going on, that it is part of her plan that most of the army is now either here, like wanting to come here, or they're over in the Briarwood. They're away from Sanctuary. Sanctuary is weakened, less
Ah,
defensive. And
you are right. I forget this.
yes, it is part of
I
their
have to
plan to
contact.
take over Sanctuary. What?
I have to contact her immediately. I pull out the stone.
Okay.
Yeah. First wizard. Sees Yvain checking in. Preceptor Yvain checking in. From Mirat. Have much to report. We have found Rift. And been successful due to efforts of Sunni in partially stabilizing and shrinking diameter of rift so that hordes of shiners are no longer pouring through. Shiner Hole is in center of lair of great dragon named Erid Despot, but he has been warned that perhaps mages from Convocation would like to stabilize rift, and perhaps with further diplomacy, he will not eat mages upon sight. Also, we have learned much about Shiners, or as they call themselves, they are Mahoshans from world of Mahot, and there is sentience and consciousness among Mahoshans. Some, of course, are just ravenous beasts, but others are beings of great intelligence who are archetypally connected to human emotion, and some of them are, perhaps you could say, on our side, but some of them also are plotting great conspiracy to bring army of Mahoshans under command of one Mamul to invade this world. Please make sure that Sanctuary is well protected. There are discussions that we have overheard of vulnerability of Sanctuary while armies are elsewhere. Also, I regret to report that I have lost Amulet. We have encountered the doppelganger, and she is summoned Amulet from around my neck, though it was well hidden, stitched into fabric of clothing. She is know exactly where it was and summon it without hesitation. Please be advised that there is dangerous impersonator on loose. We now seek to return to Ob to discuss further options with a government of Mirat. Any information that you can provide will be most helpful. Sorry, that was a lot.
that was a lot. I was like, I got to start taking notes on what all was said here.
Wow, Yvain, you said so much more on your thingy than I should have probably said on mine. You know, like the real first wizard doesn't have the amulet. The false first wizard does. That's probably an important giveaway.
The first
You know-
wizard's
you know-
voice comes back to you, Yvain, over your crystal, as she just says, Yvain, I'm so glad you're okay. It sounded like you were in quite the predicament when you reached out to me before. This is a lot of information, a lot to process. The rift being stable is good, but the convocation is going to have to get in there to seal it properly, to make sure that it can't grow and that too much power can be drawn from it. These things need regulators, governors, seals upon them, or they will grow infinitely and possibly, I don't want to sound apocalyptic, but destroy the whole fucking world.
I don't know. My work was pretty good.
If you can convince this Arid despot to work with us, I know that there are representatives of the convocation at the borders of Marat already, as well as High Prince Tron is there to try and negotiate with the Marathi for the assistance of the kingdom. Do not worry about the loss of the amulet. I'm just glad that you're safe. Although, if she knew it was there, that would lead me to believe she had some sort of a connection to it. How would that be possible? I'll need to look into this. I will go check on the seals on the rift here in Sanctuary. I'll tell the other academies to check on theirs as well. I'll make sure that all security measures and fail-safes are in place. And I will inform the High King of your warnings. Come back to us safe. Her message ends.
Cool.
I don't like how there's already convocation mages and Prince, whatever his name is, already there, so eager to make deal.
Alright,
In case all along. What
Eh.
Yeah,
they are
the-
supposed to do?
I know, but I do not like it. It just feels
would have them
suspicious. It feels suspicious, especially now that we know that there is someone trying to manipulate the whole entire chessboard of all of Tarkan. It just feels... I still do not know who to trust exactly in all of your sanctuary council and... I don't know.
Convocation mages have stabilized every other rift in the world.
Well, I did a
We have
pretty
done-
good job, just me. What if Marathi magic can do it on its own?
Then perhaps convocation is not needed, but so far you are do great work, but it is only shrink rift and stabilize it temporarily. Rift will grow. More shiners will come through.
We do not know that for sure. All the convocation mage did was convocation magic and admittedly very impressive technological things, but they did not use Marathi magic. And, I don't know. It was only first time. I still think that there is chance that there are other ways to stabilize Rift without needing convocation. But I do understand what our mission is and what is at stake. In fact, now that we know more about the Mohosians and what is really going on, I do need to speak with Ob and make sure that Gertrude gets the same information. It is not just our world at its stake. If the Mahoshans are able to evolve so rapidly and understand things, all the other worlds that we have connected to are at risk if we fail, or any of our allies fail. Mamul, if he is able to succeed at getting into our world, I fear that it is only a matter of time that he could become destroyer of worlds. And there are 2 libraries that are very well secured in both of those cities, but we cannot let him be able to access it if things become too dire. No Marathi ever wants to say it, but we would need to destroy our books. And they need to know that.
Perhaps there is solution. You are think that Mirati magic can become crucial part of stabilizing Rift. You are also wary of allowing convocation mages to work in Mirat without restraint. But what if we convince the Mirati Council to allow in convocation mages, but only on condition that Mirati engineers are part of team, that Mirati mages, perhaps even you, work with convocation mages to stabilize Rift and are permanent part of maintenance and security, assuming of course that we can convince Dragon to not eat all of us next time he sees us.
I believe that that would be the best kind of compromise that my people would maybe agree with. Yes. We would want to be a part of it.
I think that the convocation would perhaps reluctantly also allow this if it was only condition of gaining access to it.
Well, are we almost to outside to see who is there?
You see the end of the tunnel rapidly approaching as you have been trekking through these caves and tunnels. You can see the bright sunlight kind of blinding you from the darkened tunnel within as you approach the exterior. You can see it bouncing and reflecting off of the light-colored sand at your feet. And the kind of blast of hot air, also the heat shimmer rising up off of the ground in front of you. The familiar environs of the Marathi desert await. As you exit the tunnels of the Great Mound, you can see what looks like quite the battle had ensued outside of the mound while you all went in. You can see the ground is nearly entirely coated in the kind of viscous ichor of shiner rot all around from where they were slain by either the dragon or the giant hornets that he calls his minions. Coating the sand and the sandstone of the great mound all around you, nearly as far as you can see.
Can I get some of the rotted stuff and put it in a container? The old carcass stuff and
there is certainly enough here that the amount of containers you brought with you would be full.
Cool. Done. I fill all my containers.
As you are doing so, you all notice a couple of things. But Penelope, as you're kind of going around scraping some of this goo and ichor into your different vials and jars and things, all of you see that the shiners are decomposing quickly into this goo. But among this sight of battle, there is one large body still on the ground. The 7'12" frame of Mogar, lying pretty much where you had left him. The other thing that all of you do not see is the small frame of Jax. Her body does not seem to be present. The thing that you spot, Penelope, is you're kind of more focused on the remains of the shiners that are around here. It seems that, contrary to what you've seen previously, one piece of a shiner's body has remained solid and intact. And it looks like the kind of bladed edge of the wings that the large shiner was using in battle with this other group when you all invisibly snuck by. Kind of the one of the bladed edges of one of those lower wings is kind of stuck into the sand, sticking out of the ground, and has not dissolved into goo.
Ooh, yeah, I'll pick that up. That's interesting. That's new.
You go over and you can see it's kind of a long curved blade as it kind of curved around the edge of the wing of this shiner, almost like a scimitar. And it has, at the point where the wing joined the body, that kind of joint segment there, almost perfectly shaped for a grip of a weapon. And as you pull that edge of the wing out, you do see it is, despite being like a body part, it is pretty well suited for being a handheld weapon. It is, in fact, if you wanted to add it on demiplane, on your character. Oh, you're not using demiplane, so on your character sheet, I'll tell you what it is. Tier 3. This piece of the wing of the flickerfly is a flickerfly blade. It uses the agility trait, has a range of melee, does D8 plus 5 physical damage, obviously based on your proficiency. It is a one-handed weapon, and it has the feature of sharp wing. You gain a bonus to your damage rolls equal to your agility with this weapon.
To damage
that's
rolls?
Yep. So you said your proficiency is at 4?
Me?
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you were using this weapon, it does 4d8 plus 5 plus your agility.
Damn.
Wow.
So yeah, you pull this piece of a shiner that strangely is like almost perfectly suited for being a handheld melee weapon. Good balance, good grip on it. A surprisingly good weapon from the body of a creature.
Creepy. That's really cool, and it's really funny because as you, I was like, wow, this is really cool, and I already have like a belt loop, and it goes onto my belt loop, and it looks just like my body
With that same iridescent shine to it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks just like it. I pull it back off again. Oh, this fits me perfect. Y'all, look what I found.
Getting turned to goo like the rest?
Yeah, that's weird. Weird. Maybe it has a little bit of Shiner soul still in it.
I don't really sword, but it actually feels really, really, really good.
It does look very, very pointy.
Feels very, very pointy.
And it, to the rest of the original members of Hi-Jinx by Jax, it does look like a nice weapon, but it also brings back possibly some painful memories, as these were the bladed wings that took down Mogar and Jax.
Ooh, the trauma blade.
Trauma blades.
What should I
Over.
call it? Should I call it trauma? The Traminator. The trauma trouble trader.
Trauma bomb.
The trauma bomb.
The trauma bomb. I thought we met. Oh.
I would like to go over to Mogar's body and just kind of see what, I don't know.
What he had on him.
Yeah. He's gonna do Mogar. I see. Take the change.
Just see what kind of condition the body is in, and mostly just kind of stand there quietly for a little bit. And also glance around looking for Jax, and also see if there are any, like, I don't know, octopus tentacle prints around where her body should have been or something.
Yeah. I also go over to just replay that heroic moment of Jax flying through the air, slaying with Octavia's tentacle legs. It was just so cool to see, and such a heroic moment. And I tell Laszlo about it, and I replay that for him and how amazing that was with Jax.
How did Mogar go?
Well, he got hit real bad. There was this guy. He just had taken some real big swipes. You know, one of us at a time. And Mogar, he got out in the lead. And he tried to just get ahead, and I feel like I'm making this up as I go, to be honest, but I feel like that's true. I think what he did was he tried to take a big lead out there, because he was a frontline guy, you know. He was strong, Mogar. He was an old friend of mine, actually, and it was.
It sounds to me you're saying he was just there.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is no, what I'm saying is it was just really cool what happened with Jax.
And Mogar was there.
Yeah, Mogar was there. You see, you would have played Mogar if he did as much as Jax.
No, I think I'm just blocking out the trauma with Mogar because it's so traumatic for me to lose Mogar. He was a longer friend, you know? He was from before I ever even joined the Dragon Defenders. I knew his family.
You're part of the Dragon Defenders?
Yeah.
So that father you're referring to, that was the boss of...
No.
I'm gonna go with yes and walk away.
Oh no! too much.
Laszlo, as you walk away, Tulok has just revealed to you that she is a dragon defender. Apparently, Yvain has some sort of a association or relationship with the first wizard of the kingdom of Tarkon. How are you feeling in this moment working with this cast of characters?
It's definitely a motley crew, but somehow the job gets done. I have my doubts, but I feel like generally everyone seems like they can pull through. So, cautious. And also a bit overwhelmed from the amount of information just trying to process.
Cool.
Did I go through? Okay.
Yes, yeah, I heard you. Sorry.
Okay.
I was also just, Meg moved her camera, so I had to readjust.
No, I can't center myself. It keeps moving on me. I can't
Gotta
seem
turn
to
that
like.
setting off.
What setting?
If it's like trying to track you, that's a setting. If you're saying
I
like it
don't-
keeps moving.
I don't know. I'm like constantly moving my camera. Are you doing it?
No.
I don't know what's happening. Okay. Sorry.
The
whole
rest,
time.
In your room, so the dogs are moving the cameras.
yeah.
I mean, unless it's a physical one, yeah.
The
I don't technology.
the rest
While-
of
Me
you,
neither, girlfriend.
While all that's happening
Yes.
around me, I go out to Mogar's body, and I do, because I can't find. I look a little bit for Jax. It's odd that she's just gone, but I settle with giving Mogar like a Marathi burial, which isn't really a burial because there's sand everywhere. So
okay.
it's just like more of a ritual of like wrapping some fabric around the eyes and like a certain kind of placement of like the hands over where the heart was, and just like trying to give Mogar a proper burial, like we had done with Zira. Her name was Zira, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So
Nice. Kind of giving Mogar a proper send-off, as proper as you can out in the wilds here where you are. And you can absolutely spend a few minutes kind of looking around and, you know, where you see Mogar's body, trying to remember where Jax had fallen. Head over there, you do see blood that has long since soaked into the sand and dried at the spot where you would have thought her body was, but the halfling form is not present. As you all finish up with these various conversations and tasks,
Are there any
go ahead.
tentacle marks there? Are there any tentacle marks?
Make
Sand
make an instinct roll.
Rolling for tentacles.
as you should.
11 fear.
Oh,
You
Say, what are you looking for?
it is, you know, the sand doesn't hold much of an impression, particularly with the high winds that accompanied the Arid Despot and his battle here. And so it's hard to really make heads or tails of what the markings in the sands are. You might see a few tracks that are tentacle-like, but given the varied forms of the shiners, some of them had tentacles or serpentine-like bodies that would make similar marks in the sand. And again, most of it has been kind of blown over and covered with the weather moving through.
Okay. No tentacle mark.
And you feel after the kind of long trek through the Great Mound to get into the center, a pitched battle that happened inside, and then trekking all the way back out, and now coming back out into this extreme heat and the kind of less than solid footing of the sand. It puts strain on your body, your leg kind of cramping up, the metal from the brace almost burning hot against your skin, as you also mark a stress from the extremes, the extreme rigor you have been putting your body through over the last half a day.
Everybody?
No, the Yvain who failed with fear.
Oh.
And the last thing, as you finish up with these little odd jobs and giving Mogar a proper send-off, having a couple other side conversations and collecting Shiner goo, you see what looks like a squad of soldiers approaching your location. And as they approach, let's take a quick break there because we've been going for a little bit here.
Sweet.
And maybe it stopped raining and the dogs will finally go outside. We'll see. So we will come back here in 5-10 minutes or so, take a quick break to refresh ourselves. All of you out there in audience land, I saw there was some hellos in chat there. Sorry, we're not very responsive on the chat in the middle of the stream. But hello out there. Thank you for joining us. You're not being ignored. We're just very focused on our story at the moment. Hopefully you're enjoying it and you'll stick with us. We'll see you all back here in a few minutes. Welcome back to Fail with Hope. Hopefully that break wasn't too long for you. We're working through a few technical issues as we're going. Just a warning to all of you out there in audience land. We are dealing with an under the weather baby and also a few players that are feeling some sickness as well. So we're going to push through a little bit more of the story here this evening, but we might cut this stream a little bit short so that everyone can get the attention and rest that they need. Because as I always say, be good to yourselves and be good to each other. But you all are outside of the Great Mound. You are in the midst of the site of the battle between the Arid Despot, his minions, and the Shiners. And you see approaching across the sands through the kind of shimmering heat waves of the desert a squad of Marathi soldiers approaching your location. Oh God, you're muted. Hang on. Okay, you're back. Sorry.
I raise up like both hands and I do kind of like a circle symbol to kind of show that like we mean peace, no harm. We're not like an enemy.
They respond to you in kind.
Well, that's good.
After a few moments, they do kind of come close enough to speak with all of you. And you see these members of the Pride, the kind of Marathi army, as it were, approaching. Their felid forms, dressed in proper desert gear, but also armor to defend them. And you can see that they look like they've seen a little bit of a fight themselves recently, although currently not engaged in battle. One of them does kind of step forward from the others and just say, hello there. We were told you might be in the area still.
Are you from Ob?
Yes, we are. We came with General Panther.
Oh. Where is she?
She told us to keep an eye out for all of you. She is just beyond the dunes at the command post. We can escort you there now.
That sounds good, yes.
They do turn to kind of lead you away from the site of this battle and across the dunes. As you rise up to the top of the nearest dune, you can see a kind of a shaded pavilion has been recently erected in that area. And there looks to be about a dozen or so Marathi most of them gathered around a table there, a travel table there. A few others kind of coming and going with reports and orders to be taken out to the other soldiers in this area. And within a few minutes of walking under the scorching sun, although at this point you can see that the sun is beginning to set as evening is settling in. And you do see a few officers gathered around the table. It looks like they have a kind of a map of the area set up, and the little markers around showing deployments of troops and the likes. And at the head of the table, her deep black fur kind of marred by scarring from a number of battles she has taken place in, you recognize as being the leader of the pride in Ob of General Panther, who you had spoken with when you were in Ob previously. She looks up from the maps as all of you approach, and the soldiers that were escorting you stop outside of the tent, waiting for permission to enter, and she gives a brusque kind of waves you all forward. They all give a crisp salute and then leave you here at your destination.
We thought that you had to stay at the city and guard it.
Yes, that is what I had thought as well. But your words and your spirit, shall we say, inspired us. I will admit that we were feeling rather hopeless in our situation, but upon seeing all of you ready to go out and fight for our land, I knew that I could not sit by. That if a fight was going to happen to free the people of Marat, that we would not stand by and let others fight it for us. We have been, it seems, dealing with the remnants of the Shiners, but we have not seen others coming from the mound, and the despot has returned home.
I get out the book that I took from this Shiner hole, and I lay it gently down on the table.
You see a few of them give kind of warding gestures, seeing this desecration to the Marathi prized possessions. General Panther actually goes so far as to hiss a little bit at seeing it, but says, you have succeeded. The rift is closed.
It is not closed. I have somewhat learned how to stabilize it, make it smaller, but it was only first time ever doing something like this. It is hard to wrap one's mind around. But it is much, much smaller. Armies can no longer go through. It is even hard for some of the large ones. They have to stoop and try to get through the small opening. Tulak here, she was able to just bop them back in when we were taking a moment to recover after the major battle. The despot is there, right by that Shiner hole, and he is more than capable of dealing with it for now. But there is some question as to whether or not what I have done will hold for any length of time. We do know that from the lens below, those convocation mages do have the technology to stabilize a rift indefinitely for as long as we know, but it would require some kind of agreement with the council, probably from both cities eventually. Have you gotten word from Gatru at all?
We have been in brief contact with them. They fortunately were not hit as hard by the Shiners as Ob, but still were evacuating until we sent them word that we were rallying the defense.
Are they bringing people too?
Some have already made their way. Others are coming back. But you had mentioned before that the rift may be the only way to fix this problem was to work with the kingdom. And a few of the Marathi kind of their ears go flat a little bit. But she says, I do not think this is a threat we can ignore.
No.
But even a smaller rift is still a point of access that the Shiners could invade. We cannot rely on the defense of the Marathi people to the Arab despot.
We must learn how this magic works. I know for a fact it is possible to learn more about how these books are wounded and how to heal them. We need to learn what the convocation mages know and potentially help them as well with their own knowledge to be able to build upon what each other knows. And I do know, after interacting with the Shiners, there are some that call themselves Mahoshans. There are some that are sentient like us. And a portion of those sentient creatures have malevolent intent for our world. That is why these rifts are appearing. And I worry, if this becomes too big of a threat, we need to be able to secure the books or potentially destroy them. They cannot end up in these Mahoshans' hands.
This sounds like business of the makers.
Indeed.
In fact, Elder Yama and the other makers have begun a dialogue with representatives from the kingdom. After what you told us before coming here, we thought it seemed like even if you will succeed, we will need the help of the kingdom to keep Marat safe. If what you say is true, I believe the troops that I have gathered here will be able to deal with what remains of the Shiner threat.
Yes.
Oh, here he comes back in, fixing all the cameras. Sorry about that, technical stuff. Then you should return to Ob. Perhaps. She kind of looks around at all the rest of the non-Marathi with you. Perhaps your perspectives will be valuable in the conversation that is happening with representatives from the kingdom.
I believe so. We have learned much.
We Marathi would prefer to keep our independence. But if
As long as we can learn something from the convocation mages, it will be worth it, I think.
I am more and more starting to see the value of having a stronger alliance with the kingdom, particularly with this rift now present in our land. Well, if I must be honest, all of you look like shit. I will not keep you long, but I would ask that you return to Ob. Speak with the makers. See what comes of these talks with the kingdom. Perhaps
We will do so.
Perhaps you can offer them wisdom, advice.
I take the book back and put it into my bag.
Mhm.
And then I look at everybody. Well, I think I might be able to get us back to Ob with magic, since our oh my god, what were the ships called? The Sand Strider? Was it a what?
The Sand Skimmers?
Sand Skimmer? Since our Sand Skimmer was destroyed, I don't know, I got a little bit of inspiration back there when I was not sure if we were going to all die or not, but yes, I think I can teleport us back there.
Okay. That would save a lot of time.
It would.
Yeah.
There is a chance that it may backfire, and then we will be out without Sand Skimmer in the desert, which is admittedly much more difficult travel. So we either try it that way, or we try to get some kind of transport from them.
You did see that it looks like the meager army that has come out to deal with the Shiners out here. They do have some vehicles, although most of them are in use with dealing with the Shiners, but it might be a backup plan for you. You have the book. Is Tulok also lugging the contraption that the book was in?
I had wanted that. I think I remember saying that. I was like, can we do that? So, did Tulok agree?
Tulok would give it her best shot, but I would say Tulok was also very focused on caving in the hole and playing whack-a-mole for a long time. And resting.
But when we left.
Right, but then when
we
you left,
I definitely... I mean, we were definitely talking about the cool thing that Penelope found and the other neat stuff. So would we have recovered this other large,
Soon you would have been
oversized contraption as Daddy Despot showed up and was like, here's some more cool stuff? Sure. I definitely would have been like, let me carry this. Yes. To answer the question, yes, 100%. I'm all about it. Load me up.
okay.
I want to carry all the heavy stuff. That's my lot.
Okay.
So you're Lydia.
What makes me feel good about myself.
You're Lydia. No.
All right, so Suni, how does your new magic work? You like gather everybody up? Do they gotta hold hands? Does everybody got a hug?
Ooh.
Do you have to
No.
all get in a circle and like do a coordinated dance?
Ooh.
I think since this is the first time trying to do this, I lean on Yvain a little bit, and I kind of explain the magical mechanics of what I'm trying to do, because I think it's clicking in my mind that this could work, and I have him help me with drawing a big sigil on the ground that has a bit of an area effect. So there's kind of another magical wind now, like Tulok's hair wind, that just kind of billows on the ground, and it goes out a certain kind of radius of, I think it was close range.
Yep, within close
But essentially
range.
the range of the spell. And the sigil starts to glow. And then I get everybody to like make sure that we're all in the radius for it. And then it would just flash a bunch of light, and the world would kind of shimmer like a mirage. And then there'd be a little bit of a weightlessness feeling, and the world just kind of shimmers into a new kind of reality, almost like it's reminiscent of the books, when you
yeah.
kind of go out of focus and in focus to somewhere else.
And the city of Ob, you are certainly very well familiar with. So you would have a +3 bonus to your spellcast roll.
I wanted to ask a question, because I do have enough like stress to be able to, because it's in my vault currently, because when I leveled up, it just like the new stuff got thrown in there. Wasn't sure if on a level up you get to change out things, or whether it's like that's what it is, and then in play you have to.
On the
Because
level
I
up,
would have
on the level up you could have. You guys have also taken a rest. You could have swapped it then. And again, like as long as you're not in combat, you can swap stuff freely.
Oh,
It's only in
okay.
combat that it costs stress to swap these things around.
All right, I need to remember that. I need to get that in my head. Okay, so only in combat. Yeah. So I'm switching out the sigil, but I don't know how to pronounce it. I know what I would have switched out. So okay. Why isn't it? Oh, it's not opening. Oh, I think because when I lost internet, hold on, let me refresh this. I think it got upset. Or it will refuse to load.
Yeah, so it's a
I don't have a
spellcast
card.
roll. It's a spellcast
Yeah.
roll. You have a +3 because you're very familiar with Ob, and then you would add your knowledge as usual. If you wanted to spend a hope to use another experience, you could do that as well.
I will. Yeah, sure. I'll spend a hope to use Gambler. Oh, do it. Oh, right. It's not. It's unresponsive now. Okay. I will use a hope, and I will roll. Ooh. Okay. Okay. 30.
With?
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
30 with?
Hope, actually.
Yeah.
So you will get back the hope that you just spent. So when your internet comes back, you don't have to change anything. And you all, as you gather into this sigil that Yvain and Suni have kind of scribed into the ground, and you do see the heat shimmers of the desert seem to almost like pick up in intensity. The wavering lines in front of you distorting your vision, becoming more and more intense until the landscape around you almost goes out of focus with so much of this waviness in your vision. You have that brief sense of weightlessness before the mirage effect kind of starts to fade away and your vision comes back into focus. And as you arrive at this destination, I think that is a good spot to call it there for this week's story. Again, so those of you watching at home, sorry this session is a little bit shorter than usual, but we do have a sick baby that takes a priority, as well as some sick players that need some TLC as well. So thank you all for joining us this week. We will be back next week to continue on with this story. And again, you can always check us out over on YouTube as well. Remember to give us all of your free support, like, subscribe, share, all of those things. Leave some comments, get the algorithm churning for us so that other people can come share in this storytelling as well. But with that, we will call it there for the session this week. We will see all of you again next week, and hopefully I see all of my players around the table with me again next week as well. But if not, we will make it work. Until then, we'll see you all next time. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.